Thank you, MP Houston. We appreciate you. Says Stevie and Rod, can you talk about the culture of the program when you guys were there and similarities and differences to the culture now? Oh, that's good. One thing I will say that I think is similar, Stevie, and I think it reached its apex or zenith like right after you left, but it was getting there, where it was a player-run team and it was a player-led culture. The players were leading it, and I think it got there when VY and them won the national title. But it was getting there, even with you guys in your class. It was the players took ownership of the culture and ownership of the program and the standard. That's what I'm seeing today. I'm seeing these guys take ownership. It's theirs. It matters to them, but it is something that they, all these guys, they wear 24/7. And I think that's what makes this culture unique, is that the players lead it and the players own it.
No, you're exactly right. It started with Sean and Casey, and then D.D. Lewis, and then you guys and your DBs had Quentin Jammer, right? Yep. And so they taught us how to lead that defense on up throughout the years. And you're right. When Vince came in, he grabbed a hold of that offense, led the offense, and that's when we became really, really great, becoming player-led teams. You're exactly right. And then it fell off. It fell off a little bit, and we can see the records where we fell off on that a little bit. So that's I see it now, though. These players leading each other in practice, getting after each other in practice, and the coaches are getting after them too, but they're getting after each other as players, and I like that. I think we talked about that last week. So that's I think the winning culture of what we had back then, going 9 wins every year. You know, my senior year, we only lost 1 game to that team across the river, and then but we were player-led teams, and now we're getting back to that winning culture and being a player-led team right now.
Hey, Stevie, can I, and Rod, for both of you guys, I remember very distinctly when Vince talked. Apparently, the word was on the street that Vince went and talked to Coach. And Mack, this was before I was involved in the program as a staff member. I was just a parent. But I remember when it seemed to me Mack was turning it over to the kids when he started letting them play music pregame, when Vince was out there dancing and loosening up, because Mack wouldn't have that before. It was just the regular old stadium music, you know, dun 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 dun, you know, that crap. And then my understanding was Vince got him to play some music that the players liked, and Vince would be out there grooving to it, and that's just kind of how he got in his thing. And I thought that's a great thing for a coach to feel confident enough in his players to let them have fun. Let them have fun and not keep so. Was I wrong in assuming that, or was that somewhat accurate?
So it didn't start. It wasn't just on the field. It started in the locker room. Vince and their you know, the number the lockers were numbered. So from like 1 to 10, they had their own little cubby over there, and so Vince being number 10, he's over there. They brought in a boombox, right? And we were just jamming in the locker room to Vince music. And, you know, Vince being from Houston, it's going to be some Houston rappers. And it was great. We loved it. And it did loosen us up, man. And then, you know, who handled the music on the field was Mad Dog. And so we got with Mad Dog and said, this is the music that we wanted to warm up to going out for the game, warming up for the game. So it started in the locker room, loosen up first. And then it went into the weight room, and then some a little bit in practices.
Does that allow you to feel like you have a say in what's going on? And this is our team. This is how we do business. This is how we get ready, whether it's practice or but practice is one thing, but doing it in a stadium of 100,000 people with a big majority of them back then being old alumni sitting on that west side, yep, who didn't even want to stand up during the game. to all of a sudden listen to rap music and this music that the players are grooving to during pregame warm-up. That's a huge step. Did you feel like Coach was kind of giving you guys part of the team? I mean, like,
I don't know. I don't know about that because we felt like it was our team anyway. You know, we had player-led meetings even before then, before Vince got there. Like, we would kick the coaches out, and we had player-led meetings. And so I think we felt like it was our team. I think Coach realized the culture of college football really as a whole, that it was moving towards these players are taking responsibility of what they're doing on the field. But yeah, it was a little strange, man, because we come out there and it was quiet on that west side. You're exactly right. But when we leave to go back in to get ready to run out through the tunnel, that's when they started playing the country music again. You know.
What were you going to say, Rod?
No. I just want to set the record straight here. First of all, Mack allowed himself to evolve, but Mack did not evolve all in 1 year with VY. Yeah, I think Mack Brown didn't even want us to have earrings, facial hair, or braids.
Braids, yeah.
Right. The braids thing came with Cedric Benson. He wanted to recruit Cedric Benson. With Ricky, it was fine, but after Ricky, he basically set a new standard. He's like, nope, nobody with braids. I don't want earrings. I don't want facial. And he wasn't just being some uppity old, crotchety old man. He was thinking about us getting jobs. He was thinking about those people you talk about in the stands, Coach, that are, Fortune 500 CEOs and that are boosters and donors, and they'll give us jobs one day. And he was thinking about how they perceive us, and he wanted them to perceive us as clean-cut young men they give jobs to. Right, because Mack was bringing those guys to practice all the time. He was like, "I'm gonna bring the boosters and donors to practice. You can't talk to them, but at least y'all get to see them and you get to meet them. And then one day, hopefully, they'll go, hey, I remember you in practice. I'll hire you for a job." So Mack was thinking long term, 40-year decisions, not 4. But guys, he came kicking and screaming with the braids and everything. You will notice. Go look at the team pictures, and you'll tell when Mack decided to change his tune about braids. And they're right, Stevie Lee, because everybody got them. Everybody got braids after that. Mack was like, all right, y'all can have braids. Because why? Because Seth Benson had braids. I was like, well, if Seth Benson gonna have these dreads and stuff, gotta let everybody get them. So then everybody started to get that. Everybody started to get the earrings. And VY was not the first, I would say he wasn't the first player to kind of force hip hop on DKR and on Mack. It actually was us. It was Trick Daddy. I BS you not. The first rap artist probably played in DKR was Trick Daddy back in the day. All the old heads who go to games probably remember this because they used to play Leanne Womack. I am not joking. Mack Brown would go out there and play Leanne Womack.
I hope you dance.
I hope you dance. Yeah, I hope you dance. It was a slow ballad. And everybody in the stadium about to cry. And Mack playing, I hope you dance before a game. And Mack be out there like, oh, this is such a great song. Like, Mack, it is a great song. But I am ready to go ahead and smash some heads. And I do not hear the Leanne Womack. She's not going to get me motivated to do it. All right. So we actually got Mack to start playing some Trick Daddy. And I love VY, but VY wasn't the first one dancing. Rod B, go ask the people. I would dance in pregame warm-ups. Every pregame warm-up. Robbie would go down the end zone with my DBs, and I'd start dancing. I would dance every time Trick Daddy came on. And I remember, some of y'all probably do too. So Mack came slowly, and I would say it was part of us that made it. Matter of fact, the leadership council that I was a part of in 2002, Mack has a motto every year. All right, he lets the leadership council pick out the motto. And our year, we wanted to say FIT was going to be our motto, which stood for F it. Literally, that was the motto stood for. It, because we were tired of everybody talking about Texas, look like Tarzan, play like Jane. We're just going to have the F it attitude and go out there and show the world, right? And Mack was like, nah, they ain't. I was like, Mack, nobody's going to know what it means. Only we going to know what it means. Tell everybody else it means something else. Fit. Tell them, make up something. But for us, we'll know what it means. And Mack was like, nah, we ain't ready for that yet. Let's go with wit. Whatever it takes. Instead of fit. Yeah. You remember that, Steve?
I remember.
Exactly.
We had pins that we had to wear on our shirts.
Yes.
Of the motto. One year was Dream.
Yes, exactly. So I love Mack, but that basically the last kind of linchpin of it, that was VY. That was VY. VY was what put Mack over the top. Mack was like, you know what? I'll let y'all let them have the team. It's their team. And look what it did. And that's when Mack learned, the best teams are the player-led teams. I gotta make sure I bring in the right leaders and let them have the team. And that's why those coach years were so damn good. because Mack didn't even try. Mack was like, no, it's on cruise control. I'm not going to try to interject. And you can make the argument that he let it go on cruise control too long before he decided to interject, right? He's like, you know what? No, it's DY's team. Now it's coach team. He's like, Mack, step in. Need some O-line help. Step in. How about some little upgrades on offense? Step in. And he never did. So that's my take. And I would say I love Mack, but Mack didn't. It don't happen in 1 year, guys. It was a slow, gradual process for Mack to evolve. And now look at him. Now he's wearing jumping in tennis shoes, dancing in the locker room. You know what I mean? They got 50 and all Kanye and everybody else on his phone. Like he's now an evolved grandfather of a coach. But it started way back in like 01, 02.
Mm-hmm. You go to the Jumpman headquarters. It's a little different there, Rod. I mean, Mack's got to try something in those shoes.
Yeah, no, but it's a great discussion. But I'll say this though: the passing down. Now the guys, Stevie Lee, just like you pointed out, the guys you learned it from, the Casey Hampton, Sean Rogers, and the D.D. Lewis, and the guys I learned it from, the Greg Browns and the Quentin Jammers, and how we took pride in passing it down to the youngsters after us, right? The Nathan Bashers for me, the Michael Huffs for me. That's happening now. The pride in receiving the culture and the standard, and then the pride of owning it, and then the pride of passing it down and making sure it's done properly. And I talked to Quandre about this, and Quandre admitted to me, he said, yeah, somewhere it got lost. Because remember, Quandre was in the locker room with us. Quandre was a little dude, and Quandre was Quinn Jammer's little brother, and he was in the locker room with us, all the 02, 03, 04 guys. He was hanging out with us all the time. And right?
Yeah. Quandre was around there. I got a quick story about Quandre. I sold Quandre a house. And the other agent, said, oh, well, how do you guys know each other? Quandre looked at the agent and was like, oh, well, I've known him since I was 7 years old. I was like, no, you didn't. No.
That's true, though.
It is true, yeah.
Yeah, that's right. And so Quandre knew about that torch, right? Passing of that torch. And he admitted to me, Stevie, he's like, yeah, somewhere it got lost. It got lost, like, because he remembers it being passed down and then got lost. But now they picked it up again, and I don't think they're going to drop it. Not this group, man. Yeah, and that's what Sark likes about him.
And then that's why I'm feeling Texas football is this upward trajectory right now because they're building something with a great foundation, right? So last year the great foundation was the players buying into Shark's whole system, and now I feel like these kids are running with it now. So starting with that great foundation, now we got to maintain this foundation, right? There's, there are going to be there's always adversity, and we just got to come together and fight through the adversity. We already seen a little bit of adversity in the coaching staff, right? So, with Shark. So long as we all stay together, continue to build off this foundation, we can be good for a long time, guys. I told my wife, I think Nick Saban saw the writing on the wall. That's why he wanted to get out of college football.
Hey.
Well, that's what I was saying, Rod. That's why it's so important. Every year, you can't just turn it over. You got to make sure that culture is going to stay and those guys are leading. And I think you're exactly right with Mack. He just, it got so good for so many years that he just thought we're going to win 10 every year at least, and the players are going to take care of things. And somewhere that got lost. It did. Somewhere it got lost, and it's something that as a head coach you have to stay on top of.
Yeah. I don't want to. Yeah. I talked to Mad Dog. Mad Dog said that his hands were tied at some point to where he could not discipline some of the players like he wanted to. So, and that's where we started to see that plateau, and then kind of we fell off a little bit.
Interesting, because I've talked, and I'm sure you have too, Stevie. I've talked to Coach Beckton. I'm sure you have too, Coach Shipley. And Coach Beckton, I didn't realize he had so much old school in him.
Yeah.
He got some old school in him now.
You know why he got old school in him? Because he's from the tree of Mad Dog and Shep.
Okay.
Did you know that?
Okay.
Yeah, he falls not too far from that tree, man. In fact, I went to Beckton's surprise birthday party a few months ago, and Shep walked in. I got a picture with him, man. I turned around. Look, I turned around and saw Shep. I was like, damn, what are those 120 dumbbells in? I got to go.
He gets scared. Get them flashbacks, man.